Right then, I'm now here for the Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury rematch. Full card predictions now for you guys. And yes, what an absolutely huge event that this is. Well, the main event, of course, the undercard, if I'm being real, is pretty underwhelming. But, we still got some interesting fights. Obviously, the first thing that I do want to get on to talk about is, before I get into my predictions, is officially that Dennis McCann versus Peter McGrail is off. And yes, I was really looking forward to this fight. And now this fight is off the card. It kind of deads the card even more. So yeah, Dennis McCann fails the drug test. He's off the card. It's a real bloody shame. It really is. But yeah, gutted that's off. That deads the card a bit more, to be honest with you. So that is a real bloody shame. But yeah, anyway, let's go on to the predictions now then. We've got Daniel Lapin versus Dylan Colin to start off the show. Obviously, Daniel Lapin works with Oleksandr Usyk, and he's got a good style, in my opinion. Lapin, I think he uses his range very nicely. He's 10-0 at the moment. He's got 4 KOs, I believe, and all 4 of those KOs are all in a row. So he's got those 4 KOs, and he's coming off 4 KOs. Lapin's on a bit of a good knockout streak right now, which is good to see. I think, he's getting more and more confident as he goes on. He's putting his shots together much nicer. I do feel like Colin will be a tougher test for Lapin and will be able to give Lapin a few more rounds from what we've previously seen. But I think Lapin's really building confidence, to be honest, and I feel like Daniel Lapin can get a stoppage win in this fight. I think, his punch volume is getting better and better and better, and it's just able to overwhelm you. And I think Daniel Lapin's going to be able to get Dylan Colin out of there. I'm going to go with round 5. Daniel Lapin will win this fight. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, interesting one. I feel like Daniel Lapin's pretty interesting to watch as well, and he's getting better and better every time he fights. Okay, next up then, we have got Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor. What are we saying for this one? I am going with Lee McGregor to win this fight against Isaac Lowe. I think Lee McGregor, I think he's too good for him, if I'm being completely honest. I think Lee McGregor's a level above what Isaac Lowe is. I like the way that Lee McGregor puts his shots together. I feel like Lee McGregor's got some decent boxing IQ as well. He's only lost once to Rob Lels in a decent fight, to be fair. And Lee McGregor, I don't think looked awful in that fight. I think, Lee McGregor is smart behind his lead hand. I feel like he mixes up his shots very nicely from head to body. And with Isaac Lowe, I just feel like he's got really questionable defense. And the thing that, what I think about Isaac Lowe is that he's got a very, very, very sloppy version of the gypsy style. I feel like his lead hand especially is very sloppy. His movement's quite sloppy, and Isaac Lowe's got zero defense. I feel like, I think Lee McGregor's going to be able to set traps. And I feel like Isaac Lowe's going to end up walking in to quite a few of Lee McGregor's shots. And it's not going to end well for Isaac Lowe whatsoever. He's going to be walking into shots. And his hands can be all over the place at times, in my opinion. And I don't think he's going to be awkward for Lee McGregor to deal with whatsoever. I think Lee McGregor's going to be able to get Isaac Lowe out of there inside 6 rounds. Lowe's going to walk into shots. He's going to leave his chin really high up in the air as well. I don't really see Isaac Lowe getting too much success in this fight. I feel like it's a stupid fight for Isaac Lowe to take as well. But again, there's money involved in it, of course. But yeah, I can't see a way that Isaac Lowe beats Lee McGregor. I really can't. So I'm going with Lee McGregor in round 6, TKO. That's what I'm saying. Okay, next up we've got Johnny Fisher versus Dave Allen. Jesus Christ. I'm going with a Johnny Fisher win. I'm going to say it's going to be done inside 2 rounds. Yeah, I have no faith in Dave Allen to win this fight, unfortunately. And I like Dave Allen. I feel like he's a great guy. But I follow Dave Allen's Instagram, and I just also get the impression that I don't know how seriously he's actually taking this fight, if I'm being honest. That's the thing. I do question Dave Allen, and we've seen it in past camps before when he's coming to fights. I mean, look at the Fraser Clark one, for example, most recently. that was a big fight for Dave Allen with a big opportunity, and he did not turn up in shape to that fight whatsoever. Barely threw a shot, was just walking right forward into punches. And I feel like, the difference between Frazer Clarke and Johnny Fisher is Frazer Clarke likes to box and, is decent behind his lead hand. But with Johnny Fisher, he comes through, he likes to, get his explosive combinations going from the off. There's no feel-out process in a fight with Johnny Fisher. He just loves to, bulk into some overhands or catch you when you're coming at him. Johnny Fisher loves fighters who just walk at him. I mean, we saw it with Alan Babic. We've seen it with many of his with his opponents, like Harry Armstrong, for example, was walking right at him. It's just that Harry Armstrong survived longer than many others because, his chin was just unbelievable. But, a lot of Johnny Fisher's opponents have just been people who have been walking forward at him, and Johnny Fisher can just put his combos together nicely and get you out of there. Dave Allen, I don't think, has got great defense at all. I mean, he comes up with his hand high in the air. He's got no head movement, though, at all. He's going to get busted up here, Dave Allen. It wouldn't surprise me if it ends in the first round, but I'm going to give him a round. I'm going to say it ends in the second round. He's just going to walk into shots at the end of the day. And, Dave Allen doesn't throw when he's coming forward. I just feel like he's really going to let himself down in this fight, to be honest with you. Johnny Fisher plants his feet well when he throws as well. I don't see Dave Allen winning the fight. I'd absolutely love it if he does win, but I don't see it happening, and I don't know how seriously he's taking it. Who knows what shape he's actually coming into this fight in. That's the thing. And Johnny Fisher's improving his combinations every single fight. And, we know how deadly his power is. I mean, Dave Allen also said not too long ago as well that, he didn't believe he'd beat Johnny Fisher. I mean, now he does, but it's like, there's that doubt there. There's those sparring sessions which Dave Allen admitted to, having a bit of a hard time with Johnny Fisher. But yeah, there we go. Johnny Fisher wins this fight inside 2 rounds, but wouldn't surprise me if it's in the first. Anyway, okay, next up we've got Moses Itauma versus Dempsey McKean. I am going with Moses Itauma to win this fight in the third round. I've seen loads of people saying, "Oh yeah, Dempsey McKean might be able to last longer with Moses Itauma because look at what he did with Hergovich." But at the end of the day, Dempsey McKean's just hugging so much and trying to get the orbit working and just really smother his work. And he was just being a bit too physical in those clinches a lot, Dempsey McKean. But for Moses Itauma, he's actually a really physical, strong guy. And Moses Itauma's he's not gonna get bullied. Like, Moses Itauma's not gonna let Dempsey McKean bully him in the clinches. Moses Itauma's active. He's very young. He's 19. He's got great agility. I think he's got good stamina as well. His angle changes is unreal, Moses Itauma. His speed's very nice. It's very good to watch, in my opinion. There's not many heavyweights who fight like Moses Itauma, and this is why Moses Itauma is the next big thing. And I think he's going to make easy work out of this, to be honest with you. I don't think Dempsey McKean's got great defense. Moses Itauma's going to be too good for him. McKean's going to try and get behind his jab and start something, but Itauma's going to come out. He's going to feel him out. It's not going to take him too long to get in his groove. And I see Dempsey McKean going down the moment that Moses Itauma really gets some big, strong combinations going off. And, the speed of Itauma is going to put McKean off. Yeah, I'm going with Moses Itauma to win this fight. That's what I'm saying. I think he's too good. And, Moses Itauma is a very interesting one because honestly, we don't even fully know what his level is yet. And, we're going to be able to see against Dempsey McKean, but I think he's going to walk through him and it's still going to be like, what levels Moses Itauma actually at? Because, he's going to be above Dempsey McKean's level. Like, what level would he be at? Because Hergovich went 12 rounds with him, basically, and then finished him. But it's like, I don't know. It's interesting, but Moses Itauma, I think he's going to be a really difficult man to beat, in my opinion. He's young. He's got so much room for improvement, not even in his prime yet, and he's looking absolutely unreal. So, yeah, there we go. Moses Itauma to win this fight in 3 rounds. Okay, next up we've got Serhiy Bohachuk versus Ismail Davis. Ismail Davis, of course, stepping in for Islam Madrimov on about a week and a half notice. I'm going with Serhii Bohachuk to win this fight, though. I think Serhii Bohachuk will stop Davis as well. I'm gonna say round 4. Yeah, I think Bohachuk's really good, and it showed against Virgil Ortiz Jr. He's really good. He arguably won the fight. Got 2 knockdowns in the fight. Bohachuk, and again, he's someone who just likes to throw down, and I feel like he's very good on the inside. He's good at mid-range. I feel like he's got a good shot selection, and he throws big power punches. Every punch that Serhii Bohachuk throws, it's with intention. He throws it with intent. It's always big power punches that Bohachuk likes to throw, and he's very accurate with them as well. He always likes to put them in the right place, in the right spot. He's a dangerous man to be in there with Bohachuk, and he's a very tough man. But Bohachuk's really going to make Ishmael Davis struggle in this fight, and Ishmael Davis isn't going to be able to get into his rhythm whatsoever. I mean, a massive respect to Ishmael Davis for taking another fight on short notice, but this one's too much for him. This one's too much for him. This is a different, Bohachuk's a different man to what Josh Kelly is. Bohachuk is a different level. He's one of the top guys in the division. So if I'm being real, I don't see Bohachuk winning this fight. I mean, it'd be nice if Davis wins, but again, I like Bohachuk's style. I feel like he's good to watch. And I think he's going to be way too much for Davis. He's really just going to wear him out. I feel like the lead hook for Bohachuk's going to be pretty dangerous for Ishmael Davis as well. I mean, Bohachuk's lead hook was very dangerous for Virgil Ortiz as well. Bohachuk caught Virgil Ortiz with some great lead hooks in that fight. I mean, he dropped him with a great lead hook as well. And he's very clever the way that he measures up the shot as well. And that's what I think he's going to be able to finish Ishmael Davis with as well. I feel like Bohachuk's going to mix in a few good uppercuts in there. I feel like it's going to be an interesting fight. I really wanted to see Bohachuk Madrimov, to be fair. That would have been such a great fight. But, still got Bohachuk on the card, and fair play to Ishmael Davis. But yeah, Bohachuk in round 4, I'm going with. Okay, next up we have got the main event, the rematch, the cat, Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury. Let's go, Usyk. Let's do it again. I'm going to have my Oleksandr Usyk Unvery Field shirt out again for this fight as well. I'm Team Usyk all the way. Who do I think is going to win the fight? Being non-biased here, I actually am. I think Oleksandr Usyk will win the fight again. I'm going with Oleksandr Usyk on points. I've seen many people going with an Oleksandr Usyk stoppage, though, but I'm going with Usyk on points. And to be fair, though, Usyk needs to be convincing in order, very, very, very convincing to get the points decision, because if he's not, and if it's close, and even if most of us fans have Usyk up anyway, the judges are going to sway to Fury because, they want to make a big trilogy with big money. It's literally the same situation with what you're going to get with Bivol and Bertaviev. If they're at another close decision, they're going to give that to Bivol because they want a trilogy there. And that's what's going to happen here. If it's close, they're going to give it to Fury. So you never know. Usyk's team might be telling him, really go for the knockout. But again, though, Usyk loves a nice tactical masterclass for 12 rounds. And I feel like that's what we're going to see. I think Usyk's going to learn from his mistakes. I mean, I'm going to break it down more in a separate video. But I think loads of people are just putting this on Tyson Fury messing around a bit in the first few rounds. It's like, he did a few seconds of showboating in 2-3 rounds or something like that. And it's like, he didn't lose the fight because of that at all. And Usyk, I don't think, is going to let Tyson Fury take, the middle rounds like he did again. I really don't. I feel like Usyk's going to be pushing the pace from the off like we saw in the first fight. Usyk was good in the early rounds and took over once again later on. And in my opinion, Usyk won the fight fairly clearly the first time. But I think he's going to have to try and make it even more convincing on points. I think Oleksandr Usyk might more convincing on points than he did last time. He's going to have to. But I do see Oleksandr Usyk dropping Tyson Fury in this fight. He dropped him last time. I see Usyk actually putting Fury on his ass this time, though. And if Usyk can really get some momentum going early on as well, or in the mid rounds, then that's absolutely fantastic for Usyk. If Usyk can drop Fury in the mid rounds, which I think he can, I don't think Usyk's going to take some mid rounds off like he did last time. But again, who knows what Fury's going to do? Fury probably does need to try and lean on Usyk a lot. But again, Usyk's a hard man to pin down and really use your size on. I think Usyk's only going to be better than the first fight. I feel like Usyk's going to show improvements, and Usyk's going to have changed his game. I mean, Fury saying he's going to do the exact same thing, I doubt he will. But I think Usyk's just so good at being able to adapt inside the ring, and that's something which is going to trouble Fury. And it did the last fight as well. I think Usyk's going to win. I mean, I thought he won the fight last time 116 to 111. I had it wider than many others did. But, I think Usyk can make it more convincing this time as well. I feel like he has to. I feel like, yes, he can. I feel like he will drop Fury in this fight. But, Fury, I don't see him being knocked out, though. I think Fury, to be fair to him, as much as I don't really like him, he's got that warrior spirit in him. And I see him fighting to the final bell. But I think Usyk's going to be too much for him. And if Usyk can really get him down again early in the mid-rounds this time, I feel like, Fury's in for a longer night. And also as well, though, Fury knows that Usyk can hurt him. He knows he can. So that could Usyk, put it on Fury more, and Fury could fight more defensively. I don't know. It's interesting, but Usyk's got that mental advantage over him. Usyk knows he can hurt Fury as well. So we could see an even more aggressive Oleksandr Usyk than we did last time. It's a very interesting and intriguing fight, but I'm going with Oleksandr Usyk on points. I'm going to say a unanimous decision win. I feel like we're going to be in for a great performance here from Oleksandr Usyk. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one.